Greetings everyone, and I'm really glad to see you all today at another episode of Unscripted ASMR. And today I prepared a huge nerd rant for you. So if you like video games just like me, and I think there are pretty many gamers among you folks, then this might be just a tiny bit interesting for you. But if not, if you don't like video games, don't be in a rush to change the channel, because at least this story will be really boring for you. It will be totally not interesting, just like a lecture. So you can sleep during this video without any regrets. And today I'm going to tell you about my adventures and mostly misadventures in online games. Why I played them in the first place, why I dropped them, and why I'm thinking about doing it again. And also I'll tell you about my silly clan that almost got banned for its very special name. Yeah, but before we begin, here's a nice cup of tea for you. A really hot one, and it's Earl Grey with bergamot flavor. So it has really fresh taste, it's really refreshing, and I made it a little bit sweet. Hope you don't mind. I have another cup for myself right here. So yeah, let's enjoy the tea and enjoy the story of my nerd adventures. And to begin this story, we'll go back many years ago, when I was a university student. And I had a little bit of free time, much more than now when I have to work. So I played World of Warcraft and Lineage 2. And I played with my friends from my university, and although the games were really interesting, especially with Warcraft, I really enjoyed the lore, all the visuals and stuff. Eventually, I dropped these games, both of them, because with time they started to be less and less fun and felt more and more like a second job, like a work, or after the study, in my case. Yeah, so there wasn't really fun events. We were only repeating same activities, dungeons, and all the multiplayer events with my clan mates. And it was all about grinding and leveling up and getting the best gear and try to, level up as many characters different as you can. So when I saw that this game consumed almost all of my free time, and my clanmates ultimately demanded from me to be online every day for some amount of hours, I thought that's enough. That's a really toxic situation, so I dropped these games and never looked back. Although I still have some warm memories about those days. And I didn't touch any multiplayer games for years. Until a few years ago, a friend of mine invited me to a game called Destiny 2. I thought, what a stupid name. Can you have like 2 Destinies or what? And I was really skeptical, like it's an online game, it will become boring real fast, and that's true. But still, I decided to give it a try. But this time I decided to change my attitude, and no matter what, don't take the game too seriously, like my life depends on my game achievements. I decided to treat it as a game and have fun, be silly, even if, this will not gain me the top ranking among other players, and I won't be a local legend, or I will look silly in the eyes of other players. That didn't matter at all. So I started playing, and turned out it was a looter shooter. And by any means, don't think this is sponsored, because hear me out. I do not recommend you to try this game because it will consume all your time and money and will probably not give you that much in return unless you like space operas and all that stuff like me, with different planets and being treated like an idiot by developers. Yeah. So what is Looter Shooter? It's a kind of game that treats you like a lab rat, or maybe lab guinea pig, lab monkey, because all the activities are basically the same. You have to run and you have to shoot the bad guys. Yeah. And for every activity, even the smallest one, you get a reward, a sweet dose of dopamine and all other hormones of happiness when you get all that nice sound and you receive a tons of useless shit that you will eventually dismantle anyway or just throw it away because it's garbage. But it's really addictive. So I played it and I really enjoyed the lore. I had some fun, and in short time I found myself playing with some really cool guys. They were so cool that although the game is designed to play with other people and activities require at least 3 players, if you don't have friends like me, then the game will automatically find teammates for you. But these cool kids were so badass that they could complete almost any quest, almost any task, any strike, anything that can be entered solo, they could complete it solo. So yeah, playing with them on one hand was really convenient because in serious activities like raids, I didn't have to worry about a thing, just do what I'm told, and don't worry that I don't have enough, skill or power. But on the other hand, this really became really fast. This became so annoying because they took this game as seriously as I did back in the days. So when somebody used not the most optimal weapon in their opinion, or I don't know, not the most optimal piece of gear you were wearing during the raids and dungeons, they began to scold you and hiss at you and like, oh my god, I can't believe you're so noob that you didn't know you have to take this grenade launcher instead of maybe this a shotgun. So yeah, I didn't really like it, but I decided to give the game another chance, and I found a few friends to create a clan with the idea of being silly, with the idea of having fun, of don't put in the achievements and ranks on first place, but the first goal was to have fun. So we created a clan. In Ukrainian it was named Proshmandovki Titano, and you can translate this to English as Thoughts of Titan, or maybe Harlots of Titan, maybe Hoes of Titan, something like that. Yeah, but luckily not many people understood Ukrainian, so nobody got offended. And what was really offensive is our public clan description. Most people try to create some poetic descriptions with maybe some lore elements, or maybe they just put a requirements for their future clanmates in the clan description. But instead of that, we just put in a clan description a really bad and poorly made gay fanfiction about this game's main characters, one of the main characters, with a lot of gacha emoji, memes and references. And even later I saw somewhere on the internet a screenshots of our clan description, and people were wondering who are these morons and why aren't they banned for stunts like this. But Harlots of Titan still exist, and although nobody plays anymore, I still keep the clan as a memory of good old days, and it always brings me joy to see this absolutely idiotic fanfic in its description. Yeah, and of course we try to complete a raid with our silly team. And the raid in Destiny is not just about kicking the boss's ass altogether, but it's like a series of quests, jump quests, maybe some tasks, most of which were time limited. So you had to watch the clock until something explodes and everyone dies. And, you know, press some buttons, kill some monsters with very specific items. Jump to some locations, you know, pull some levers, throw some orbs of energy, and of course, instead of throwing orbs, me and my silly team, we just were pondering them. Yeah, but jokes aside, it was all about jokes and memes and fun, and although we had a good laughter, our first and only raid we didn't complete in like 6 hours, so we never did a raids after all ever again. Yet still, I don't regret a tiny bit about the decision to join this silly company, because it was really fun. We created a lot of local memes and funny offensive names for game monsters and bosses and all that stuff. For example, those of you who might know Destiny, you've seen this half orbs of darkness. I can't remember the name, but they look like a dome of some black liquid or black energy, you know what I mean. So yeah, we named those things boobs. So we're like, oh, I see the boobs on the horizon. Let's get there and kill everyone. Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. And that's why eventually I had more fun with noobs like me, like myself, more than with super pros that could take your hand and guide you through the hardest activity, like a nightfall or something like that. But it was no fun at all. They were just complaining you, and I felt like they are my bosses on my work, and they are just scolding me for being unprofessional. Yeah. So there were some two things I'd like to mention. Since the game is all about playing with other people, playing as a fire team, the people are the very heart and soul of the game itself. So I figured for myself 3 kinds of players in Destiny 2, but I think this can be relatable to many online games, really. First one are the very best, are the little rays of sunshine and the pillars of Destiny's player community. And I call these people helpful, whether they've been assigned to a fire team randomly, or they don't even have to help you, they're just passing by. But if these nice guys and girls and any other genders maybe, when these people see you're struggling with something, like you're stuck or you don't know where to go, or you've been ambushed by some monster and you having a hard time killing it, and you're in danger, these people will stop and help you. And if you're in some kind of activity with them, you're in a gambit round, maybe you're in a strike or something like that, they will be very patient. They will wait for you if you got left behind. If you're stuck, they will help you to find a way out. If you got killed, they will revive you, because if no one revives you, you may have to wait up to maybe about 1 minute until you will get up on your own. So yeah, they will wait until you complete all your quests patiently. And these are really the best people. I guess there may be like half of those nice people in the gamers community. So I really love these guys. Yeah. Second type is the players that I called like Sonics the Hedgehogs. There are a lot of those. They are not really harmful. Not like you can harm any other player somewhere all other than in PvP. However, these are the people that already seen all the cutscenes, heard all the dialogues. They know what will happen the very next second after every corner. So they don't enjoy the game probably anymore. They're just in a hurry to finish any activity as fast as possible. They may occasionally reveal you still if you get killed, but they will not wait for you. And if your goal in some location is not to kill the boss, but, for example, find something or kill some enemies with specific weapon to complete your own quest, they will not allow you to do that now. They're in a hurry, so while you've been stuck in the middle, changing your firearms to complete your maybe own goals, suddenly you've been teleported to the final boss and you see that it's already killed by these speedy racers, and then they just leave the scene as fast as possible without any social interactions. Yeah, so they are really not harmful, but sometimes they can be a bit of annoying. Anyway, I try not to get mad at those speedrunners, because at least as long as they revive you when you get killed, I'm okay with those fellas. But the third kind is not that represented, really. There are maybe small percent of such people, but if you're playing many social activities, like strikes for example, you will maybe meet one or two person of this kind during the gaming evening, and I call them ignorant. These are the people that tend to forget that this is a multiplayer game. It's online, it's all about people, all about the team. Even the whole Destiny lore is like about team helping each other. But it's not about those fellas. They play the game like you don't even exist. So if you get killed, they don't give two shits about it. They will just rush forward, and maybe if they don't need to kill the boss in any activity and they just have to complete some everyday tasks from Commander or maybe Banshee, they will just complete those and leave in the middle of event, leaving you to deal with the boss alone. Well, at least until some other normal players will be assigned to your team again. But these people are terrible. They will never help you, they will never wait for you, they will totally ignore you and just mind their own business, ruining the game experience for you. So, to these people I wish an eternal diarrhea for their gaming style. And yeah, I hope that there will be less such ignorant players in the game. And also I divided players to 3 types by some other criteria. It's about fashion. Destiny has mechanics that allow you to alter your character's appearance. You know, you can change the look of your armor, you can change the color, you can change some accessories maybe. And there are 3 kinds of people regarding the fashion statements. The first kind are the people that are somehow okay with their default look, because most of the time you will not see your character anyway. It's a shooter, you will only see your hands with some sort of gun. Yeah, so they just wear whatever they looted and don't give a damn about it. The second kind are the people that put really a lot of effort in their looks. And there are really some amazing costumes that I sometimes even make screenshots of these people, hoping to recreate this maybe. Or just for an inspiration. They can look badass, they can look unusual, exotic. they can look super cool. Maybe they can even try to recreate some characters from the game's lore, and this really adds to the immersion. And the third kind is silly people. They are really fun, although this can ruin your game experience sometimes, like you and your teammate are viewing some serious cutscene where something dramatical or emotional moments are happening, and then there's your friend who's dressed like a carrot with a bright orange armor and a green helmet with some feathers or maybe horns. So yeah, as for me, I haven't decided yet do I belong whether to third or second kind, depending on my mood. I can make my character look either cool or idiotic. My neighbors are using elevator at, well, it's about midnight. Yeah, where are they going in the curfew? I don't know. And as for myself, I think maybe I'll visit the game again after a few years. I'd like to see if Thoughts of Titan still exist. How's my character doing? I'm playing Titan, in case anyone wonders. And Titan is sort of Ooga Booga that charges forward and hits everyone without any fancy, tricks. Yeah, and I really don't recommend you play this game, actually, so you don't think this is some sort of advertisement. This will probably consume a lot of your free time, and in the last years developers got a little greedy and they started to charge people not only for cosmetics, which were totally optional, but also for some activities. They made paid dungeons, paid raids, and some sort of that stuff. So yeah, have mercy on your own time and energy and put it to some better cause. But as for me, I personally take this game less as an actual game, more like a meditation where I can just run forward and shoot endless aliens. And while this happens, in my head I will be processing some thoughts, some ideas, and have some time for myself to sit and think, because I'm too impatient to actually meditate and sit and think. And that's it. I'm really glad that you listened to me. If you're going to sleep, I wish you all the sweetest dreams. And if not, I wish you the best day ahead of you and good luck. And we'll see each other real soon in the next roleplay episode of ASMR.